You won't be able to get it till you smell the blood and you hurt somebody and your hand's broken and your face is beat up, but yet you got a championship belt around your waist. That's priceless.
Olympic champion, flyweight champion of the world.
Having a childhood dream of becoming an Olympic champion and then doing that. Like when somebody says Olympic champion to me, that means more to me than UFC champion. The UFC is like, it's a goal. Becoming Olympic champion, it's a dream.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, like Mighty Mouse is one of my favorite fighters. And you actually beat him and became the champion that day.
After getting knocked out.
In the first 15 seconds, he basically blew his ankle out. We had to not panic, but I'm sure a lot of people thought it could have been over. 48-47, Demetrious Johnson, 48-47, Henry Cejudo. And we don't know what the third one's gonna be, and you're just waiting. Probably the greatest feeling in sports is right there.
Do you agree with that notion that UFC became boring because of wrestlers?
Yeah, probably. And I think if you're just going to wrestle when you fight, you should just go back to wrestling.
For a fighter, how important it is to have the skills in trash talking?
Look at Conor. If it wasn't for Conor McGregor, there is no all these Russians in the UFC. Like, Conor McGregor helped put them on the map. You know, Khabib did his job by winning, but without the villain, he's not the hero.
He created Nate Diaz. He created Dustin Poirier. It was Conor. Conor's the one that sold the ticket.
You think he needs money?
No. Maybe Floyd Mayweather does, but I don't think Conor.
1, 2, 3, your Mayweathers.
What was your biggest money fight?
About
Damn. Yeah, that's some forever money, bro. One more question about your friend Arman Tsarukyan.
Arman Tsarukyan.
The Armenian Batman.
What do you think about his very recent media run that became very viral?
He's the most watched and talked about fighter right now.
He's everything I've asked my fighters to do for the last 10 years.
And he became arguably the most famous fighter in the UFC without any fights. Very soon you're gonna have another match with Merab.
Return the favor. It's payback.
It's just time to get revenge. That's it.
How are you guys?
We're good, man. We're good. Happy to be here. Enjoying Armenia.
I like the shirt, by the way.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
Even I don't have that kind of shirt, but it's nice. Henry, I would like to ask you both a question about your background and how did you guys even meet? I mean, how long do you know each other? And I would like to know about your background. I know that you became an Olympic medalist at 21, even before you went to the UFC.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
pretty young.
I started wrestling when I was 11 years old. And from there, I loved the sport.
Mm.
And I became pretty good at it. And then I first met Captain Eric when I was a junior in high school. And at that time, they had me,
Hmm.
I was kind of like an experiment, you know. The Olympic Training Center decided to bring me on board
Yeah.
to see if I could, do something in wrestling because I was very good. But I think they saw the circumstances and a lot of things that were probably against me. And I feel like USA Wrestling, the United States Olympic Committee, they saw an opportunity with me. They saw a desire, they saw the hunger or whatnot. So, I lived at the Olympic Training Center. So I ended up moving out of my home when I was a 16, 17-year-old kid, straight out of high school, like in the middle of my high school career.
Yeah.
I was a junior going, I was finishing my sophomore year going into my junior year. And then that's where I met Eric. I met Eric at the Olympic Training Center. Obviously, he was an Olympic hopeful, trying to make the Olympic team as well. And that's where we first bonded. And ever since then, it's been like peanut butter and jelly.
22 years ago.
22 years ago. Are you a rough coach for him? Is he tough during the trainings?
Oh yeah, no, we had a good one today, man. I'm actually pretty beat up, to be quite frank.
Yeah.
I'm pretty exhausted or tired, but you want to have somebody that knows the game, that has the experience, and that's Captain America here.
Yeah.
With an S. Captain Americas. America and Brazil, baby.
Yeah. And as a coach, what's your philosophy as a coach? How is your approach when you are coaching someone like Henry?
Ooh. Henry's different because now he's the greatest combat athlete of all time, but even It wasn't easy because even everybody always says, oh, he was an Olympic champion. Yeah, but that doesn't always transfer into MMA. So you got to find out. Heart variability was big, where he doesn't overtrain. We kind of created a new system, and we based it around Henry so that he could fight and go into he's 39 now, still competing. And so we kind of created a system around him where he wouldn't have to retire as early. He can still go in. He's still competing now. So, yeah, it's not easy. You have to be creative. You have to look for the edge, and you have to evolve. Kind of like in finance, everybody wants compound interest, but not everybody wants compound discipline.
Right. And regarding, I guess your base sports is wrestling, right? So it's your base. But when someone looks at your fights, you're also a big hitter. Like, there is this like big notion that UFC became kind of too boring because of wrestlers. But your fights are pretty interesting. But you're a wrestler too. So, I mean, do you agree with that notion that UFC became boring because of wrestlers?
Yeah, probably. And I think if you're just going to wrestle when you fight, you should just go back to wrestling. So I feel like it's not so much the art of wrestling, but it's what wrestling has taught you that separates wrestling from every other base. It's a discipline that it's just different. This is why a lot of guys retire in their early 20s because it's like, man, I don't have it. I'm not talented enough to make an Olympic team. I'm
Yeah.
not good enough to make an Olympic team. So, it's only for the few, the reality. So this is why a lot of people, when they don't make it in wrestling, they transfer into mixed martial arts
Yeah.
because believe it or not, it's easier. It's not as competitive as
UFC is
wrestling.
easier?
Yes.
Oh,
Fighting is more brutal, I guess you could say, but when it comes to competition and actually making it, wrestling is by far the hardest sport anybody could do.
hmm. So I guess for the last maybe 7 years in the UFC, it's been an era of wrestlers. But I know you've seen like a lot more. Like, what was your most favorite era of the UFC? Like, even considering the era that was before you.
No, I think my favorite era was when I was champion. My favorite era was when McGregor was probably at his height. Bringing in, Khabib Nurmagomedov, like all John Jones, when all these
Yeah.
guys were pretty much at their peak. I think to me that's the greatest era of all time. I mean, you got Johnny Bones Jones with 16 title wins.
Hmm.
At that time, Conor McGregor was a two-division champ. Khabib had just became champion. We had the biggest fight in mixed martial arts history. And Khabib Nurmagomedov and Conor McGregor. I mean, it was. I think that era sold a lot, and I think it's going to be really hard to replicate that
Yeah.
because not only was it two great fighters, but it was two guys from two different parts of the world, two different religions,
Mm.
and that it was the World Cup of what mixed martial arts is. It brought the world together in some sense, and it even uplifted faith too in some way, and
Yeah.
particularly in the when we're talking about Islam.
And I'd also like to say it hasn't been just the last 7 years, baby. It's been ever since the beginning. Wrestlers have dominated. Don't forget guys like Severn, Coleman, Henderson, Rashad Evans, John. It's always been wrestlers, and it ain't ever gonna stop. You can't keep a wrestler down. We don't die. We multiply.
Do you share the same views as Henry, like regarding your favorite era in the UFC?
Yeah, I would say favorite era 2016 to about 2020. 2019 he became champion. I have another fighter, Patricio Pitbull. He became champ. Patricky Pitbull was ranked number 1. Paulo Costa beat Yoel Romero. Korean Zombie beats Frankie Edgar. I mean, so that era of 2000. That year of 2019 was
Yeah.
unforgettable.
What's your secret, Captain? I mean, you had two fighters who became UFC champions. That's not something very usual or very ordinary.
Yeah, I've probably had more than that, but I know I've had more than just two. But I mean, it's all about building the team around you. Building the team around you, just like in business and like in MMA. It all depends on who you put around you. Surround yourself with greatness.
Right. By the way, how did you get into the UFC after winning the Olympic medal when you
It,
were 21?
yeah, so after the Olympics, you know, you wanna compete. You wanna do other things in life. You wanna maybe done wrestling, but not done competing.
Hmm.
So when I was done wrestling, I knew that I wanted to continue to keep competing. So just when I was a kid, I remember renting videos at Hollywood. Or it was Hollywood or Blockbuster. I think it was Hollywood videos. And I remember we used to rent them as a family. I was in eighth grade. I was going into the summer of my eighth grade year. And I remember we started watching UFC 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. We always noticed that it was the wrestlers that dominated since the beginning. And we're like, man, these guys are making a lot of money.
Hmm.
And then we just became a fan of the sport back with the Tito Ortiz, Chuck Liddell era. I felt like that was an era that really brought a lot of like it carried the sport of mixed martial art, like those two guys, Randy Couture. There's three people: Randy Couture, Chuck Liddell, Tito Ortiz. Those are all guys that competed. They were all in the same weight class.
Yeah.
And then obviously the Ultimate Fighter stuff kicked in back in 2005, I believe. And then that just changed the history of everything, of how people view the sport of mixed martial arts. Stephan Barner and Forrest Griffin, the way that they fought to they practically had a freaking death match.
Hmm.
It elevated the sport on Spike at that time, and I remember watching that stuff live. I'm just like, man, this is cool, man. This is cool, and the sport just kept growing and growing and growing. And obviously, when I won the Olympics, the UFC had reached out to me and they wanted to see if
Hmm.
there's potential of me fighting. And I was like, yeah, but at that time I was trying to prepare, trying to box at that time. But then I recognized that my strengths and my gifts were because of wrestling and the boxing game now that I could do it it was easier for me to become a world champion in MMA.
Hmm.
And then that's how I took the sport on. I took it on and I freaking fell in love with it, man. I love the aspect of me trying to accomplish something once again, from the Olympics to the UFC.
Yeah.
And I was able to obtain that. It was just goals that I've set out to do and I've accomplished. And then now it's, there's just different goals in mind now. You
Yeah.
know, it's like I tell people all the time, it's like I'm a competitor. I'm a better competitor than a fighter, but I'm a better conqueror than a competitor, because once I conquer, I'm ready to move on.
Hmm.
I'm not these guys that wants to break 50 records. Like, no, let's see what else is new that
Yeah.
we could do that could put a chip on my shoulder.
Yeah. So after winning the medal and then having two belts in the UFC, which one felt better for you? Like,
Oh
which one was
man.
mostly
I
euphoric
mean,
for you?
they're all nice, bro. Like I've had some really cool moments, but there's nothing like having a childhood dream of becoming an Olympic champion and then doing that.
Mm.
Like when somebody says Olympic champion to me, that means more to me than UFC champion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the UFC is like it's a goal. Becoming Olympic champion, it's a dream, and that's just the difference, because you have to show up. You have to win so many tournaments. Like it's like just imagine the best 16 guys in the UFC, put them all in one bracket, and the winner's gonna come out who is the best that day.
Yeah.
That's what it is to become an Olympic champion. It's not like, oh, we got like this guy because he has a beautiful right hand. He's very marketable.
Yeah.
Not at the Olympics. In the Olympics, it's you get everybody. You don't know who the hell you're gonna go up against. You don't know how good they are,
Yeah.
and you're going up against 16 countries that are out there to chase the dream that they all had since they were a little kid.
Yeah.
1 in a billion. It's 1 in a billion.
Yeah.
He walks in any arena, he becomes the greatest combat athlete of all time. Doesn't matter how many UFC champions are in there, because he won the Olympics. Big
Yeah, that's
difference.
different. Yeah, that's
In
different.
wrestling,
Yeah.
I think that's what makes it hard.
Hmm.
You know. That's what makes it hard.
And one question for you. I mean, I guess it's a question for both of you because I guess you might have different opinions about it, but I would like to start with you, Captain. For a fighter, how important it is to have the skills in trash talking?
Nowadays, it's very important because they want you to own your audience, which means you got to have a following. So I consider it one of the most important things that makes you stick out. Man, look at Josh Hokett right now, the Incredible Hulk, in 3 fights. He could be fighting for the title next. He's literally only had 3 fights in the UFC. So I
Yeah,
think
pretty new.
that's a great example of what good trash talking can do for you. And look at Conor. If it wasn't for Conor McGregor, there is no influx of all these Russians in the UFC. Like Conor McGregor helped put them on the map by the way he trash talked. He created a hero in Khabib. You know, Khabib did his job by winning, but without the villain, he's not the hero. So that's how important that era of trash talking has put us in this $7.7 billion sale to Paramount Plus. And it's worth billions.
Right. You know what's interesting is that for someone who is from this country, like post-Soviet country, and I don't know about the US, but really like before Conor and Khabib fight, here no one knew about UFC. I mean, it wasn't even a thing. And yeah, after that, I mean, after Conor actually, now everyone knows the UFC in Russia, I mean, in Armenia, in all these like post-Soviet countries.
We had to use the trash talking to save the whole flyweight division. They were going to get rid of it. When he beat Demetrious Johnson, I'll never forget it. Demetrious Johnson came and or his coach came and whispered in my ear, "Hey, they're cutting the weight class." Literally like 20 seconds after we won.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, no, the hell they ain't." It's like, Henry's going to save this weight class. And he did with trash talking, the king of cringe.
Yeah, the Triple C.
And Triple C.
I mean, yeah, I mean, that fight was incredible because, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, like Mighty Mouse is one of my favorite fighters.
Yeah.
Really like taking his skills, his ability to, I know, just do martial arts and showing it as a martial art. And you actually beat him and became the champion that day.
After getting knocked out.
Yeah. And by the way, regarding Conor, because as we know, he's doing like a big comeback this year and might be like the biggest comeback this year. I mean, what's your prediction about his upcoming fight?
Man, I wish Conor the best, man. I think for somebody that has done so much for the sport, I wish him the best. I hope he wins. It'll be in the best interest of our sport if he wins.
Hmm.
Because if there's one person that really elevated the sport of mixed martial arts more than anybody, it's been him. I mean, he created Nate Diaz. He created Dustin Poirier, or as John Jones would say, Justin Poirier. You know, he's created Khabib Nurmagomedov, whether they want to believe it or not. It was Conor. Conor's the one that sold the ticket. He's the
Yeah.
one that was out there and being humble enough to, you know, to expose himself to the world for the greater good of people, so people could watch.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I think Max is gonna have to play it safe, and I think Max is gonna play the volume game with him. I don't think he's gonna strike with them right away. But Conor catches him, and I think Conor could possibly win. I'm going for Conor.
Yeah.
Now, is my money on him? Probably not, but I'm going for Conor.
Right.
I think everybody's going for Conor. Everybody loves Max, but for the
Yeah.
UFC, it's better. It's in their best interest that Conor wins.
What do you think is the reason that he is coming back this year? It's just the money, or there's something else?
No, I think it's just to feel that feeling again for him.
Yeah.
You have to remember, like, Conor's different because he's filled out stadiums for his weigh-ins. The magnitude, the energy that he feels.
Yeah.
Like, that's a dopamine. That's a feeling that you won't be able to get until you smell the blood and you hurt somebody and your hand's broken and your face is beat up, but yet you got a championship belt around your waist.
Yeah.
That's priceless, dude. You know, that's priceless. So I think for Conor, I think it's more of that. I don't think he left on the terms that he wanted to
Yeah.
leave on, and I think because of that, he is back.
You think he needs money?
No,
Hmm.
no. Maybe Floyd Mayweather does, but I don't think Conor. I don't think Connor's a. I don't. I think Connor is more of a businessman than a guy like Floyd. Like Floyd's just burning it. Connor is legit investing in it. Not saying that he doesn't buy his toys here and there,
Yeah.
but he has a lot of it that his future generations could live well too.
By the way, that's a very great example of a fighter who is not getting going broke after retiring. Like, uh, as you know, most of the athletes are going broke after they retire. I mean, what's the common mistakes that they are making that eventually like puts them in that position?
Um, just
Just blowing go all the way.
just getting stupid with it, like getting too excited with it, like
Hmm.
not investing it, uh, just having too much fun with it. Like money comes and goes. Like I know money is an idea. It's a tool. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's not a fun gadget.
Mm.
You know, you can make more of it. You can make more of your money when you have it. And you're able to leverage it. But I don't think these fighters or athletes really know how to leverage their money.
Yeah. Did you have like some stupid purchases that I don't know after you made your like first big money?
No, not really.
Yeah, you've been smart with your
No,
money.
yeah, I've always been pretty smart with it when you know, with me winning and retiring in 2020. I remember I bought a bunch of land in Arizona, and all those properties, all those parcels that I bought, they've all like quadrupled or four times the money
Hmm.
on them. This is back during COVID,
Yeah.
where people were pulling out or running out was running in, and I was getting
Right.
everything at a deal. So I don't think I've ever really purchased anything stupid. Have I blown money? Yeah, I've lost like 50. I've lost money. Like even now, like I was getting ready to, I bought a real estate portfolio. And then my buddy was like, nah, this portfolio ain't good. So I put about $50,000. This is like a month ago.
Oh.
I put about $50,000 down.
Hmm.
And then I just said everything was looking right. I was getting ready to sign, just like, yeah, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
And then now I got a different and a better portfolio. So it's making smart moves like that. Like having the ability to see money as an idea is, I think, is the key. I think it's the key to financial wealth.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Like, you've been like somewhat very careful with your money. Not like the famous cases that we know. And as I know, you are also involved in this very this new project that's gonna be like potentially very very big. I'm talking about the water company
Yeah,
that you're also involved
yeah.
in.
More
Like, can we talk
to
about the water company as well?
actually, I wanted to show you.
Oh,
Obviously,
finally.
there's no water in here,
Yeah.
but this is Canadian glacier water, and it is what is it? 8.5, no, 8.2 pH levels. It's from the Canadian Rockies. It comes from a mountain, a reservoir. This is all glacier water.
Mm.
This is pure water that does not see the sunlight until this thing is shipped off. Like this thing is
Mm.
very precious, but it's not just the water, but it's the innovation bottle.
Yeah, the packaging.
Yeah, this right here is going to change the way that people view. There could be about six of them,
Yeah.
and they will all connect until it gets too heavy, then they'll fall. But you can legit carry about 12 of these like this on your like you
Yeah,
know what I'm
without
saying?
separating it.
Without separating it.
Ah.
And you save 35% of shelf space, 35% on the pallet. This right here, we believe that this is the innovation of what packaging is gonna look like, and
Mm.
it is super cool, man. And it's pretty cool to kind of hold too, you know. But it's
Yeah.
the innovation of how you detach the bottling,
Yeah.
and you know, it got innovation technology of the year at the World Conference Beverage in front of Pepsi and Coca-Cola.
Mm.
You know, this was
Mm-hmm.
in Davos.
That's big.
Yeah, there's been a lot of money raised thus far because I think people love the idea and the concept of what it could actually do. I mean, like I said, the water's great, but it's just endless. It's just endless
Mm.
the way that you can save money from oil. Heinz ketchup is already keeping the eye on this.
Yeah.
You know, they want to do ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
gonna be it's gonna be good. So this is where I'm.
Can I have it?
Yeah, of course.
Just to have a look.
Yeah, it's so simple, right? You just attach it.
Yeah. So I guess it's like gonna save a lot of space in the
Out of,
shops.
yeah, but not just space. But when you say space, what does that equal? That
Mm,
equals money. That equals more
right.
money. 35% more of what you're looking at or what you want.
One water.
One water.
One water. Great. Can
Yeah.
I keep this?
I'm probably gonna need it, but
Okay.
let me see. Because
Okay, once you have like some spare bottles,
yeah.
I would like to, have here in the studio all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
For
But
sure.
maybe let me see. Let me see if I can grab a hold of some more because those are the little ones that
Hmm.
I do travel with.
Yeah.
Because I'm always as I'm a obviously I put my money where my mouth is. I invested in this, and now this is we're still raising capital. So this
Yeah.
is like this is what I show everybody. I've already drank the water,
Yeah.
but it's the packaging that's different.
I really like it. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's very different. Very
yeah,
different.
it's different.
Game changer.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Military. I mean, there's a lot in the works that's really changing the way people are just seeing packaging.
Yeah.
Why can't you save that? Why it doesn't have? Yeah, it could be whatever shape, but look, just that little slit of that little slit itself, it saves so much.
Yeah, it has like great utility, and it's one of those ideas that you think like how no one like even thought about this before. I mean, it's 2026. Yeah, 2026.
Yeah,
And no one thought about this before, and now it's finally here.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a great technology.
It's so simple. I think that's
Yeah.
what I love about it. It's so simple and so unique. And I think when you can make something simple simpler,
Hmm.
I think that equals a lot of money.
Yeah. And regarding money, I want to ask one more question. I know if you can answer to this question, but I'm just curious, like, what was your biggest money fight?
My biggest money fight,
Yeah.
probably during COVID time. It was, you know, the UFC was the first event to hold a live television broadcast
Mm.
amongst the world when the world was shut down.
Yeah.
This was back in May of 2020.
Hmm.
And May of 2020, the world just shut down. I don't know how it was here in Armenia when during COVID,
Yeah, it's pretty
but
similar.
so everybody was huddled in their house and nobody had anything to do, so they tuned into the UFC.
Mm.
And I feel like that was a big thing that really took the UFC to a whole nother level too. And I was able to be, I was a co-main event for that card.
Yeah.
And a lot of pay-per-view points were brought in. And I made a lot of money there.
Yeah. Are you gonna disclose the numbers or no?
About 50 million.
Dominic
Damn.
Cruz. Justin Gaethje was the main event on that one. Justin Gaethje was main
Oh.
event, right? Against Ferguson.
Against Tony Ferguson.
Imagine
Yeah,
if
that's
it
some
was
forever
now.
money, bro.
Justin
Yeah.
Gaethje,
Yeah.
6 years later, main event at the White House.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, do you feel that UFC fighters are underpaid? Like, because we also can compare the UFC with boxing, obviously, and boxing is very famous for paying their fighters like much more than UFC fighters.
Yeah, no, and I was joking about the 50 million. It was probably more like 3.
I
You
mean,
know what I'm saying? It
it's
was
millions.
yeah, but it's not. It ain't 50.
Yeah.
Now, do we deserve that? 100%. But remember, man, like our promoter we are part of the promotion, so we all fight under one umbrella. It's a double-edged sword, man. Yeah, we don't get paid boxer money, but we can claim we're the best when we become the best. In boxing, it's a whole lot of politics and chasing, and it's just a whole lot more dramatic. But they do make that stupid ass money, and I gotta respect that.
You think UFC is gonna be able one day to pay like that kind of money to the fighters?
I definitely hope so.
Yeah,
I
hopefully
mean,
one
if
day.
they do, I would love for some of that shit to come back to me. You know?
Yeah,
I
the
mean, look
royalty.
how much it went. Sold for 4.4 billion a few years ago. Now it's at 7.7. It's valued at over 20 billion.
Yeah.
Some of it's gonna get kicked down to the fighters. It has to
Mm.
You think so?
eventually.
Okay, let's see. Yeah.
We'll be alive when that happens?
Hmm. I won't be around, but yeah.
Yeah, and one more question about your friend Arman Tsarukyan.
Arman
Uh,
Tsarukyan,
yeah.
The
Uh,
Armenian Batman.
the Armenian
the
Batman. Yeah.
Armenian Bab. Is that what you call him?
Yeah, the Armenian Bruce Wayne. They're calling him.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
really?
What do you think about his like very recent media run that became very viral? Like collaborating with all the streamers, YouTubers, influencers.
I think it's smart. I think Armin is really playing the game super, super smart. I think he's really making it to where he's able to just capitalize on his stardom.
Mm.
Like he's probably the most popular, he's the most watched and talked about fighter right now. Right now, period in the UFC because of what he does. You know, he understands the marketing game, the branding game.
Yeah.
Now, can you get a championship belt around him? It'll 10 times what he's doing now. You know,
Mm.
he does a lot of good deeds. You know, and he plays the game very, very well from, you know, from REF, from Real American Freestyle, to throwing
Yeah.
people off stage, to creating a brawl with him and Giorgio Polis, to Justin Gaethje beating Ilia Topuria. Hey, I'm gonna gift you a truck, and he's probably gonna put Ilia Topuria's face on it when he does give it. I mean, you're talking about trolling,
Yeah.
but very in a smart way, eating, you know, 60, you know, 30 kilos of food on the table, and like just doing things like that.
Yeah.
And it's great. I think more people need to kind of think outside the box and invest in a little bit of what he's doing. You know, I'm out the game, and but with Armin, he deserves every dollar that he's getting right now because what he's doing is a lot of work, man. And he's away from family quite a bit because he's always on planes too.
Yeah.
He's everything I've asked my fighters to do for the last 10 years. I did a post. There was 6 weeks without any UFC, and Armin was not on the scene in December. And in those 6 weeks, every single week, every single day, he was putting out content. He became a streamer. He's the #1 streamer in the world. Everybody wants him on his stream. He inspired me to get into streaming. So I just think, and he's doing it without really too much trash talking. And I think the Armenian Batman, that nickname is perfect because he's a hero, but he has that villainous in there,
Yeah.
and he's doing everything I would ask my fighters to do. And it's a little bit easier for him because I think he does have the money to get that done. He was in LA last week, then he's in Armenia, then he's in Georgia. He's all over the world, but man, if you could do it, that's the way. He got denied a championship title shot, and he said that's not going to stop him.
Yeah.
He said he's become undeniable, basically.
Yeah, he's working nonstop, and actually, you know how like surprising it was for, I mean, our people, because we all knew like Arman to be this very introverted guy who doesn't do any social media, and then all of a sudden, like after, yeah, during within like 2 months, he's everywhere, and he became like arguably the most famous fighter in the UFC without any fights. Whereas like Ilya was getting hit by Justin Gage, and yeah, he was just flying in private jets, having all this fun and becoming much more famous than him. Yeah, that was interesting. I've asked you about your like biggest money fight. I want also to ask about your hardest win that you've had in the UFC.
My hardest win, I
Yeah.
mean, the most competitive fight was against Demetrious Johnson.
Mm.
But I think my hardest win where I was against was against Marlon Moraes.
Yeah.
I mean, they all have different titles to them, you know. But I think the most competitive fight and the hardest fight, pound for pound, was against Demetrious Johnson. Because it wasn't so much of a fight, but it was more of a competition. It was skill versus skill.
Yeah.
tactics versus tactics. I think that's what makes that fight special, is the fact that, I came from the gutters. I came from getting knocked out in 2 minutes and 36 seconds to avenging that loss, to legit look at myself in the mirror. Okay, this is what I have to do. Let's go, let's do it, and then to actually do it. And to have that championship belt, I was like, man, what a night. What a night. One in LA. I was born like maybe 10 minutes from the arena.
Yeah.
Yeah, like super close to where the arena is at. And it was awesome. History was made.
What's your feelings at that moment when you're seeing like him having the hardest fight in his career, maybe?
Well, in the first 15 seconds, he basically blew his ankle out. His ankle fell asleep. His ankle was giving out on him, and at that moment we had to not panic. But I'm sure a lot of people thought it could have been over. Probably for me, the greatest moment in sports history is that moment where it's where Bruce Buffer is making the announcement, and he says 48-47, Demetrious Johnson, 48-47, Henry Cejudo, and we don't know what the third one's gonna be, and you're just waiting.
Yeah.
Are they gonna say and Stiller and New? So that feeling is undescribable. It's the probably the greatest feeling in sports is right there, to come back from where he came to losing. Remember, Demetrious Johnson was pound for pound. Demetrious Johnson was going for his 12th world title.
Yeah.
And Henry Cejudo stopped him. So that was
that's right. He was pound for pound at that time. I took him out of his pound for pounds. I took him out of his pound for pound chair.
Yeah.
So there's so much to it, man. And now it was a special night for sure.
Yeah, it was special.
Elon Musk was in the crowd.
Oh.
Arnold Schwarzenegger was in the crowd. It was pretty cool.
How did you feel about like all these like big names watching you at the time, or you didn't even like think about it, only focused on the fight?
No, I never really thought about it. I've always just focused in on what's real, what's there now. I never really thought about stuff like that. Like, to me, it's always like, I'm here to win. You know what I'm saying? That's all. To me, that's always what it's been about. It's always been about winning for me. So that other stuff, it's cool, but it's people fucking do whatever they want to do. By the time the fight's over, they're thinking of something else.
Yeah.
I never really thought of anybody, but the task at hand.
Right. And as we know, like very soon you're gonna have another like match with Merab. So yeah, I would like to ask you, like, what do you think about Merab, and I don't know, some words about like your upcoming fight.
Yeah, no, this is cool because this is a rematch. Merab beat me. He beat me in the UFC, and he beat me with wrestling, in MMA. And then now it's time for me to, to write to prove to myself that, that it's just time to get revenge. That's it. I don't know how to explain it.
Return the favor.
Return
It's
the
payback.
Return the favor, and it's in his country. A lot of people. It's in Georgia, and we got some surprises for him. But I will say this: we do got to take him serious. The dude does come with a gas tank. He's a better competitor. He is a fighter, and that's why we've been in Armenia for the last 2 weeks to get ready to acclimate and to see, kill, and destroy.
Yeah. You think like his recent loss affected him in any ways?
No, not at all. I think Merab is a go-getter. I think he's different. Merab is different, man. He's the fact that he's took 4 title fights to in a calendar year to lose a 4th says a lot about him.
Yeah, he had a great run.
Yeah, he had a great run, but he didn't put the icing on the cake. So there's probably a chip on his shoulder. So I do believe that he will be more dangerous because of that. And but that's what we want. We wanna train for the best. You want the best, and You know, the best revenge is served cold.
Yeah.
UFC champion versus UFC champion, Georgia versus America.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. It's his country, his fans, but it's our payback. And this is going to make him better.
Yeah.
You know, this will make him better for his fight when he fights Peter Yan, because he's focusing on the wrestling. He has to focus on trying to beat an Olympic champion. So, not going to happen, but
Yeah.
he's going to learn a lesson.
Merab is also like Merab also has this persona like Arman Tsarukyan, that he is also like having all this fun all the time. But do you think
Having
like
what? Excuse me?
having fun all this time? Like he also like does the streams, and during the streams he also like presents himself as someone who is always having fun, and he's not even talking about the trainings. But I guess it's just for the Instagram, I guess.
Yeah, no, I think it's great, man. I think especially when you're single like Merab, like he doesn't have kids.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he could do all that. Like I can't. You
Yeah.
know, I do business. I train, I work, I go home, I'm with the kids. We put them to sleep, repeat. You know, but when you're single, you could do all that. And I
Yeah.
think it's great that he's doing that. I think it's great that if you do have time and you are single and you're not married, but you don't have kids, I think that's the way to go.
Mm.
¿Verdad?
He definitely has the streaming personality, the stuff he does. He's driving down the highway and on a couch. He's diving into,
Yeah.
you know, iced lakes and cracking his head open. Just that's what kind of things that the streamers do, and he has the personality for it. I was part of his first stream at
Yeah.
Brand Risk, so me and Georgia were the first people on his stream when he first started, and he talked to Aiden Ross, the owner of the Kick and Brand Risk, to get us in to the Brand Risk promotion. So
Yeah.
it was really cool to be part of his first stream.
Well, yeah, I mean, when you watch his videos, you feel like his life is more dangerous, like outside of the octagon than inside of the octagon, because he's putting himself in some bloody troubles all the time. Like,
Not on July 11th. On July
yeah,
11th is going to be a very dangerous person standing across the mat from him. It's not the octagon anymore. We're taking this back to the oldest sport on the mat, wrestling, real American freestyle.
yeah, I can see that coming. Okay, I want to play a small game with you guys. So the first one is called overrated or underrated. So I'm gonna throw some words, and you will say like, is it underrated or overrated?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Trash talk.
Underrated.
Under.
Wrestling in MMA.
Under.
Underrated.
Fighter pay.
Underrated.
Definitely underrated.
Coaches.
I'd say overrated.
Underrated.
UFC bonuses.
Underrated.
They just got a huge bonus and they went from 50 to 100, but still it's underrated.
Yeah. Olympic medalists in UFC.
Underrated. Shit's hard, dude.
Yeah.
Under. There's only one in man. Well, now there's two with Gable.
Yeah. Social media fame.
I feel like that could be overrated.
Mm.
Underrated. iShow Speed is the perfect example.
Yeah.
He's streaming the World Cup right now.
Oh, right. Yeah,
He's
yeah.
able to stream the World Cup because he's from social media. So
Yeah, well, if in that sense, like, yeah, probably underrated. I guess it makes sense.
Yeah. And the flyweight division.
Underrated.
very underrated. That's one of the
Yeah.
most exciting divisions out there right now.
Right, right. And the next one is called one word only. So I'm gonna just throw names, and you just say one word about what you think about him. Demetrious Johnson.
Wizard.
Mighty.
Mighty. Sterling.
Funk.
Harbor.
Merab.
Machine.
Abashanitsi.
What does that even mean?
It's
Is it in Georgian?
Yeah.
No. Okay, I'm gonna Google Translate later. Sean O'Malley.
Swinger.
Oh, Sean O'Malley.
I call him Sean O'Mathley.
My one word is next.
Next. Conor.
Actor.
Mm.
Villain.
Khabib.
Alhamdulillah.
Messiah.
Mm. John Jones.
Fuck. Bah!
GOAT. Yeah.
Pound for pound.
And Dana White.
Money.
Savage.
Now it's another game. It's called Build a Perfect Fighter. So I'm gonna throw again words and you will just name a fighter. Best wrestling.
Triple C.
I was waiting for that.
So we're not going current in the UFC? Of course, Triple C, but if we're going current, not retired, Bo Nickel.
Okay. Best boxing. Ilya.
No, I'd probably go with Jan.
Jan.
Yeah. Pewter.
I really don't like answering this question because I don't think the best boxer is probably going to be taken down. So doesn't really. Best boxer means nothing to me in MMA.
That's a great answer. Best kicks.
Justin Gaethje.
You know, since he said Gaethje, I'll say Fiziev.
Best cardio.
Merab.
Expected.
Yeah, it's Merab.
Yeah. Best chin.
Calvin Gastelum.
I mean,
It's actually, I don't know if that's a compliment, dude.
yeah. I mean, Justin
Yeah,
Gaethje.
Marvin Vittori, dude. I think Marvin and Calvin.
Justin Gaethje's had a chin, even though he's got that knockout against Max.
Yeah.
Look at his last few fights since then.
Yeah, but these dudes have never been knocked out. Calvin's fought everybody. He's never been finished. He's fought everybody. Gaethje fights once a year.
Who has the best fight IQ?
John Jones.
Mighty Mouse.
The best trash talk?
Conor McGregor.
At the moment, I think it's Josh Hokett.
Right. Best discipline?
A person? Best discipline?
Yeah.
Fuck, I'd probably say Lyoto Machida.
You know, I'd say Paulo Costa is one of the most disciplined guys. I've been with him for about 10 years. He's disciplined. He doesn't fight a lot, but even at a camp, he's disciplined.
Right. And the last one, best mindset.
Best mindset. I'd say me. I mean, unless you can find somebody who's won an Olympic gold medal and 2 UFC belts. I mean, It takes power. It takes power in the brain.
Yeah,
I agree.
Triple C. Okay, the next one is called Who Wins. So I'm gonna throw like fights, and you say who wins. Prime Henry Cejudo versus Sean O'Malley.
Triple C.
You throwing softballs at us. Come on, Jan. Give me a break.
Okay. Prime Henry Cejudo versus Merab.
Me.
Same.
What about Khabib versus GSP?
GSP did more, but yeah, Habib was he's just scrappy, dude. If it's prime and prime, I don't know.
Mm,
It's hard to go against Khabib.
Yes.
So hard.
yeah.
I'd probably go Habib.
You too?
Yeah, it's hard to go against him. No,
Yeah.
nobody was able to stop what he did.
John Jones versus Tom Aspinall.
John.
John Jones.
Ilya Topuria versus Arman Tsarukyan.
Arman Tsarukyan.
You think the
Ooh,
same,
that's
coach?
You know, I go with the Armenian Bruce Wayne.
I like the Armenian Batman. He's bigger. You know what I didn't know that Ilya looked so small at 155. I would almost like to see him go back down. I think it's so competitive at 155 that size difference, that muscle mass kind of makes a difference, and that makes me lean towards the Armenian Batman.
What if Arman faced Justin Gaethje?
Yeah, I know both of them, so I'm gonna exit out on that one.
Yeah, it's a tough one. You know,
Yeah.
if you go with MMA math, it goes to Arman because of Charles Oliveira. Arman beat Charles Oliveira, and Charles Oliveira beat Justin Gaethje. But Justin Gaethje's he's on top of the world right now. He's on
Yeah.
another level. He's Donald Trump's favorite fighter. So, I mean, it's hard to go against him, but that's the fight I want to watch for sure. Maybe that's the next fight that happens.
You think UFC is fair for not giving fights to Arman? I mean, the ones that he really wants, against Gaethje, against Ilya.
You know what? I'm not a promoter, so I don't know what they're thinking, but so far what they're doing has been great. You know, I was at the UFC Freedom at the White House, UFC Freedom 250, and that was the most amazing event I've ever been to see what the UFC came from UFC 1 to UFC Freedom 250 was amazing. So, I mean, yeah.
You think that UFC really dislikes all these moves that Arman makes? Like,
They'll dislike you until they actually like you, man. So it's just part of the game, dude. Like it's not that big of a deal.
yeah,
I think it's Armin's job to just be undeniable. Take another fight.
yeah,
And if I was Armin, that's exactly what I would do. They are waiting on Conor McGregor to see what happens with Conor McGregor and Max Holloway. And they might just do Max Holloway versus Justin Gaethje next.
yeah,
Yeah. They might just do that because I think Justin Gaethje may just ask for that. And it's just skip Armin. So Armin's going to have to he's going to have to see it and be forced to fight and be willing to fight. Because maybe you're right. Maybe he's not as, I don't know. I think a lot of stuff that Armin does outside the cage, I think it bugs the UFC. Like maybe him competing for real American freestyle, or him not being the backup fighter for the UFC White House and not weighing in.
yeah.
Like him not refusing to do things like that. So it's almost like,
Mm,
you know, they take receipts, believe it or not.
right.
They're almost not used to people saying no. I think I noticed that one time. My fighter Patricio Pitbull said no because the guy didn't make weight, and they couldn't believe it because most of the fighters need money,
Yeah,
and they were like, "Well, you're gonna get 20%." He's like, "He wasn't professional. He's 5 pounds over. I'm not taking it."
yeah.
So yeah, they're not used to fighters saying no.
Right, right. Okay, last 3 fights, and just to wrap this game up. Islam Makhachev versus Kamaru Usman.
You're messing with his
Hard one.
teammates, man. You're giving them hard questions now.
I would say let the best man win.
Mm.
I mean, they're not even the same weight class. It's 155, and Kamaru's fighting at 185 against DDP next. So
Yeah, I guess Islam wanted to like gain some weight because he wanted to change the division, right?
yeah,
At
he
some
wants to
point,
become
yeah.
a champion in
Yeah, yeah.
both.
Okay, Alex Pereira versus John Jones.
John Jones.
Yeah, John Jones hasn't shown any kinks in his armor yet. So
Yeah. And the last one, Conor McGregor now versus Michael Chandler.
Connor. Michael Chandler, he should just start streaming too, actually. You know what I'm saying? People like him.
not before
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
Like,
But
people like him. I think he should maybe
Yeah.
go that route of just letting go of fighting and maybe just start streaming.
Mm.
I think people like him. Like, who knows? He might get to the Hall of Fame. You know?
Yeah,
Like,
that's true. True.
like for entertainment, I don't know what wing, but it would be. I mean, I don't know, but I think he's beloved, man. They put him. The UFC likes him, so I
Yeah.
think there's a future in there for him.
And your answer?
yeah, I think Conor McGregor. I think if there's Michael Chandler has made the most from losing that I've ever seen in a fighter. It's amazing to watch. I mean, even when he loses a fight, he gets the mic and cuts a promo.
Yeah.
You know, my fighter Patricia Pitbull knocked him out in Bellator, which sent him to UFC, and then he becomes a bigger star than 90% of the UFC. So I mean, he's done pretty well for himself, and he's only 2-6 or 2-7 in the UFC, which is hard to believe. You know, he just fought Mauricio Rufy, who was like has the style of Conor McGregor, but even better. And
Yeah.
Mauricio Rufy's kind of like the new Conor McGregor. He looks like him. He's a southpaw. He has those spinning wheel kicks. I mean, he's doing well as well. Mauricio Rufy, watch out for him.
Okay, guys, I know that you have very busy schedule. You have very important fight next week, and thank you very, very much, both of you, for accepting my invitation. You are legends to me. And I know you don't need any luck for your upcoming fight, but I'm gonna watch the fight with my highest energy, and I'm gonna go for you, like fully, me and my whole team. Thank you for.
I would like to say, you said there was no name for your podcast.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't even decide.
We got to get you a name, man.
Okay.
I already got one in my mind.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, let's hear it.
You
Since
think so? Should I do it?
Do it.
It should be Armania,
Armania.
like with money. Armonia.
Armania.
Something like that. That's just off the top of my
That's
head.
a great one.
Trying to be creative.
It's
as
also
I get
close-
into my streaming,
Yeah,
kick.com, CaptainAmericas. I'm getting ready to get that started. From
Yeah.
here we go to New York. We'll
Yeah.
be at the World Cup final. You know, Arman's gonna be there. Conor McGregor's there's a bunch of people's gonna be fighters at the World Cup
So we're
final.
gonna
So I'll
stream
be
the whole-
streaming there.
So we're gonna stream the whole match.
No, you can't stream. I'm not iShow speed yet. I'm just
Oh,
getting
okay.
started, but I plan to be as big as him.
Yeah. Then we are waiting for it. Yeah.
Let's go.
Thank you too for accepting.
Alrighty.
Thank
Thank you.
you,
Yeah.
Jan.
Thank you for having us, bro.
Great. Thank you very much.
Yeah. You know what, man? You could have these.
Have this?
You've been super generous with us, man.
Oh my God, my leg.